there are certain difficulties and situations and trials that only believers face. And here is the reality of the believer. You don't mind as much when you recognize hell is persecuting you. You don't mind as much when you realize your enemies are against you. You don't mind as much when the world doesn't want anything to do with you. Because what fellowship hath light with darkness? But where the believer is often trapped, it's when the hurt, when the trial, when it comes from the brethren. Betrayal's even more difficult when it comes from brothers, friends, family. Ask Joseph. Joseph was sold by his brethren, betrayed by his own family, blood, all blood related. And yet Joseph is a nearly perfect type of the Lord Jesus Christ. Judah could have starved to death had it not been for Joseph. Had it not been for his brother, Judah would have died. There's a problem with that. It's from the loins of Judah that Jesus came. Had he died, not only would salvation have not come to all the children of Jacob, but salvation wouldn't have come to you and I. Well, couldn't a God raise somebody else up? He could have, but he already had a plan through Judah. So God preserved his life, and guess what? He used a brother, Joseph, who could have been offended, who could have been bitter, who could have wanted vengeance, who could have wanted to take revenge, who could have killed them all and been justified even under the law for doing so. But he chose rather to take God's perspective. And God's perspective said, I got a plan in all of this. I haven't left you, Joseph. I'm taking you from the pit to the palace. I've got a plan. I've got a plan for your life. It hurts. You're bleeding on the inside. The betrayal feels more than you can bear. The Bible doesn't talk to us much about the time that Joseph spent in the pit, but it wasn't a party. Oh, it was. I'm sure there were days of pity party. You ever had one? Don't you look at me like you've never had a pity party. Some of you have been in one a whole week. He called me to train you. That's what he said 50 years ago when he called me to this work. To train you because you've got something to do. And you don't always train with a carrot. Thank God for every carrot he's ever given me to keep me moving along. But it wasn't the carrot that brought me to my knees. It was the staff. It was the rod. It was the whip. And you don't even despise the rod when you understand its purpose. When you understand that to be trained means to be told, and then an example set before you that you can follow. That's what training looks like. So I have to practice this when I don't feel like, when I don't wanna. It's my responsibility to wanna. You gotta make yourself wanna sometime for somebody else. Sometimes what we think we want or deserve is not what we need at all. Sometimes we need somebody to look us right in the eye and say, suck it up, buttercup. Get up. Just get up and press on.